there is sometimes when things happen to your life and you tend to wonder whether life has changed upside down. Anyway, guys, may I greet you first. Good afternoon. This is your only and only smart traveler. Who has a few things to say tonight concerning some recurring experiences which seem not to disappear. Now, there is what we call drinking, or in general, beer. What motivates a human being to crave for alcohol? When I pose this question, I am okay. I was seeing as if there was somebody coming. I have this in mind. Why do we crave for alcohol? And then after taking the alcohol, we misbehave. Is it the alcohol which makes you misbehave? Or is it something you want and you are fearing to say it? And you thought when you take alcohol, you remove the problem of not bothering, what the other person is going to feel. I'm saying this from experience. I started alcohol as a joke, guys. I was in Form 3, I remember very well, at the Kenyaga Boys High School. And I started it as a joke. Right? I was introduced by my classmates who are older than me. They were just telling me to taste. Okay? So from there, what we normally did was now we became like during the weekends, we sneak and then we go and look for local brews. That time there was a famous local brew known as Moratina. So people used to prepare that. It was very common. Some people could even prepare it just to take it leisurely at home, especially old men. And some were even selling saying the Muratina thing. So the Muratina thing metamorphized. It got a metamorphosis and changed it to something known as Karubu, which was now an improvement. I don't know whether it is an improvement. No, improvement of the intoxication, improvement of the power of the alcohol. So I don't know what they used to put, because after graduating from the Muratina, from the homes, we now graduated to that now, which was commercially being prepared, where people would cut sugar canes, then go to a sugarcane crusher, then they get the juice, okay? Then after getting the juice, they would now prepare those things and then put them in bottles. I think these bottles were from the Kenya breweries. So we used to go now to crabs, okay? But of course hiding, because we had no permission as students to be in bars. We was persona non grata, but we would easily hide, or organize with the sellers to keep us in a room where we would take. Now, that's my school life. And I think this drinking affected my performance. All right. Okay. I thank God that it did not affect my performance very much, because at the end of Form 4, I made it even to go to Form 5. So we continued with the Form 5, the same beer drinking sprees with my classmates. Like in Muranga, I was in Muranga High. We would be given an off. And when we go to the off now, we would try to find a place where we can have one kill me quick. Right? That was in A levels again. God willing, I was not affected. Guys, I'm not doing this because ndathi marakona kani nguona ngathĩti and I was greeting somebody there. So we managed to fluke. I don't know whether it is to fluke, because I'm by now alcohol was in my head. Okay, and there was this time where you had to take alcohol, even to go and look for friends of the opposite sex. All right, you know, boys are normally shy, but when you take alcohol, you are brave enough to approach anybody. Well, even if the girl was complicated, you could approach that girl, see, and so on. This was the era of boyfriends, girlfriends, competition. But for me, I think that was not an area which was getting into my head, because, of course, I did not want to marry Ali. There was still that light in me that I have to continue with my education, because of course I was coming from a poor family, and I could see how we had toiled. Remember, my parents were not educated, so they just took me to school because other people were being taken to school. But if you are not careful with such type of parents, you ended up suffering because you fail, because there is no extrinsic motivation. Okay? So fortunately, my intrinsic motivation was stronger. Therefore, I managed also to brush through the A levels. So, move from A levels, and I'm employed somewhere in Nyeri in a secondary school known as Kiganjo. And there is where I drank. Right? I remember one time my teacher colleague told me I take him to uh, Nanyuki, okay? That he and some fellow friends from the Air Force at Nanyuki. So that's the journey we took with my friend, and there we drank. This time, and graduated again now, from now taking Tasker, because I've been employed temporarily as a UT. So this is the first time I drank what is known as teacher's whiskey. This beer was called teacher's whiskey, and I still remember we were mixing it with Tasker. And guys, did you know what happened? I just went for a short call and I passed out. So I found that that is what they were calling blackout. Fellows looked for me because they were also drunk, but you know they were used to the alcohol. You know, these were the Air Force fellows, and of course alcohol there was cheap. So even the Tasker, even the teacher's whiskey was coming from the forces. And because I was still young, I think I was not so strong. So I had a blackout. And the next time I came to my senses when they were waking me up so that we can get back to our school. And that is what we did. So we went back to our school. Of course, after the blackout, I think I got back to my senses. I think I was strong. And then we reached the school. Then I slept. It was a weekend. So, drinking continued. Remember that time I'm not married, you know. It's only myself. And then we continued, and that was that. Continued taking them. Occasionally, when I go for drinking spree, then you find when I'm going home, sometimes I get a blackout while walking. Alright? The next day, I'm not able to wake up. I sleep up to almost 12 or 11 and go and look for me because after all, I'm a student and I don't have any responsibilities, right? So drinking continued until I was called to college again. So I went to college. At college, fortunately, there was something known as a boom, who are being given money by the government, and everything was catered for. Soap, what. The fee was just the pocket money we entered with, and the first payment after that, it was like free education. So now I still joined the drinking club, my friends, and I'm telling you it was chaotic in Nairobi. Because I remember one time we drank at the town center. Then we were told that there is a disco at Kenyatta University. So we are in the city center. I tell my friends, I think we can walk. My friend, drunk people are funny. We find ourselves walking. Imagine walking from the city center to KU. Do you think we reached there? No, we had to go back. Huh? But we had drunk terribly. Luckily, I don't know. God was with me. I was not having issues with examinations. But I only remember one time when I was supposed to do an examination. But then I overdrank the next day, and when they were doing the examination very early at 8, I did not manage. So, of course, I was not present. But you know, in the university, there is nobody who is bothered about you. So, I went and I did what we call, I don't know what the teacher told me it is, but I did it. It was a continuous assessment, what we call CAT. Okay, we drink. Okay, Nairobi life. I remember now. One time I went to drink in Nairobi in a place called Sabina Joy. I don't know whether people know where Sabina Joy. So I went there. Remember, my problem was not anything. Just drinking. I just liked drinking. I don't know what had happened. Sometimes in Kiswahili they say, kwani umerogwa. So it's like there was an issue in my head where the alcohol had reached. So I went to Sabina Joy, I took my beer. But then I don't know what happened, because the next time I felt or I understood where I am, I was alone in the morning, sleeping on the counter, guys. And I'm still a student from a poor family. So why was I doing this, man, guys? My people, why was I doing this? This time, my parents think that I'm very busy in college, but you know, as parents who are not being educated, they were not bothered. So, by hook or crook, I completed the university, right? Got employed by the TSC. Drinking still continued, my friend. Yeah? So, my working life, I remember I was coming from a town near my place, going home. I decided that I will, instead of following the road, because our farm was separated by a river, I can go and jump. Do you know, guys, what happened? I found myself at the center of the river. Luckily, I came out and went home, but it was like I was swimming with my clothes and went back home. But you see now, this time, I have a young family. Okay? Now, I'm telling you, after having the young family, I don't know what happened. I increased the urge of the alcohol. I don't know what was frustrating me, but maybe if I did, I'll come to know. Because I never wanted to be sober. Was it because there was no peace at home? Probably, maybe the way when I come drunk, the way I was being treated, right, might have activated me to prove that I'm not as simple as the person who was concerned. All right. So I go drink to the maximum, and okay, luckily I took care of my children. There was no problem. Okay, with the ups and downs, I managed to clear. I managed to clear them to school. All right, and then after I saw searching, I stopped, because if I give you the various instances and issues, and issues of a point where sometimes I was asking myself, how did I survive that drinking spree? So I stopped for so many years, and then it was only after I retired I started taking one or two, and because I had experience, I would not go very far, but I think it was not nice, because that one is another story for another day. So let me put this one off so that I pass a place where there is a lot of music. I think it is in the church. Then we can continue. My drinking spree. Is it good to be a drunkard? Why do you become a drunkard? What causes you to always, when you have issues, you run to the bar? All right? And then when you go to the bar, you become agitated, that you become very brave, and then later, in the morning, you start asking yourself what you are doing, but you still run to the bar. So let's continue after this. Let me pass this place where there is a lot of music, and then we're going to continue. After that heated discussion, I want to go to the town, and maybe if I get one or two people, I'll ask them whether they drink, and if they drink, they will give me reasons. So guys, let's go and see. whether I will be able to get that feedback. Okay, so I want to know from one or two people why they take beer, and then I will get feedback. Kwa view, yeah. So I will get feedback from people. All right, those who drink tell me why and do they enjoy it. So let me go and see. Then maybe finally I'll conclude this discussion on the academic aspect of drinking, the general causes, and maybe I will save a human being. So guys, let's go and see whether I will get people. So guys, I'm still on this issue. I'd gone to find out or to investigate. That is the issue of drinking. When I try to interview people why they drink, they did not feel comfortable to be seen in the camera, which to me, so they did not want to be exposed in the camera. Guys, can you think why when somebody is asked, have you ever drunk beer? Person says yes. What reasons made you start taking beer? First of all, the person stares at you and keeps quiet. So to be sincere, all the people I asked did not have a definite answer as to why they find themselves buried in that dragnet known as alcoholism. But as I was telling you my story, because I also cannot confidently tell you why I reached the climax of alcohol consumption. And also I cannot also definitely tell you why I started taking alcohol, apart from that time I told you it was because of peer pressure. The company I was with when I was a teenager. Another thing I think which motivated my indulgence in alcohol was that during that time in my area, almost every home, the old men were cooking or were preparing alcohol just to enjoy themselves maybe in the evening. All right. Remember, our alcohol was known as Moratina. So it was not an issue. But the issues now started coming when the people started preparing the same to sell people. But generally, it was like something expected that taking alcohol in my area was not an issue all the same. You only realize it is an issue when you are mature up, go to school, marry, have children, get employed, retire from employment. Like now, me. Okay. So it is at this time now when I've retired, I'm realizing that if I was not taking alcohol, I would be very, very far as personal development is concerned. I would be having more assets than maybe the little I have this time. My vision was disoriented because of alcohol. But now, the big question is this: what was motivating me, or what was this fire which was burning in me to have this craving desire for alcohol? Of course, there are some things which happen to you intrinsically and others extrinsic. That is extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. So, I think the situation which was surrounding my environment was serious, because if you don't have peace at home and you are already trapped in alcohol, you tend to go and hide there if you have issues at home. Not forgetting that when you come back home, the issues will still come to you. They will be on your doorsteps. And they will be facing you when you wake up in the morning. So it is like you sleep on them, on your hand on the pillow, so that when you wake your head the next morning, the same issues are in your head. So the best way is to do what I did in 1998 when, was it 1998? Yes, after the death of my father, I stopped taking alcohol completely. Earlier, I had stopped smoking because I was also a smoker. So I stopped. I just told my friend, from today, I will never take alcohol. And that is exactly what I did. But some naysayers thought I was joking and so on. Others and other reasons, or concluding that maybe I was given something by my wife to stop alcohol, because they don't see how I could have stopped taking alcohol the way they knew me. And to those, I normally told them, okay, if my wife has put something in food so that I stop taking alcohol, then I congratulate her, because where the alcohol was taking me was in a ditch. But anyway, guys, I don't think that's the issue. There is nothing like that which happened, because even nowadays, I'm not stopped from taking alcohol, but I take it if I have to take with precautions. I cannot find myself trapped again the way I was trapped that time. I have, when I retired, I have been tempted by alcohol, but the temptations did not work because I found my body was not willing to go back to alcohol slavery. Okay, that you have to take beer every day. You wake up drunk the whole day. Like I remember when I retired one day, I took some, do you call them, the spirits. A friend of mine came and told me to join him. Kumbe, I had not taken spirits, so we took with Saunders, and he was trying to tell me that it's not bad. But my dear friend, I slept for almost 2 days when I came home. Can you see it is like I was being snared again to go back to alcohol. And I've also seen, if you want to be safe, avoid company which will be directing you towards alcohol. Because anything about alcohol is dangerous. If you get trapped in the habit of taking alcohol, you cannot develop. You cannot improve. You cannot organize yourself. You always be disorganized if that spirit of alcohol is in your brain. Because always when you get money, the head tells you, oh, I can take 1 or 2 bottles. They are not bad. But the guys like me who know that if you take one, you ask the second one, and if you finish the second one, you ask for the third one, know that there is nothing good, even in saying I will just take 2. To me, alcohol, whatever nature it is embracing in disguise. Bracing because you have temporary pressure, you feel good, you feel talkative, you have very wonderful ideas in your brain when you are taking the alcohol. But the moment you sleep the next day, my dear friend, all the ideas you are having in your head were ideas which are imaginary. They are imaginary ideas which cannot even work. Okay? So, alcohol, I think, interferes with your reasoning, the subconscious, which is the one which makes you, organize your decisions. So, the moment you start with taking it, you are disoriented. You cannot reason properly. But if you go or you join people who are drinking, because I've done that several times, you think that they are discussing very important things. But my friend, these are only daydreams. I'll call it daydreaming because when you go and sleep next day, you find that the ideas you are discussing cannot take you anywhere. So, guys, in short, I'll end this video by becoming a bit academic. And what do I mean by becoming a bit academic? First of all, I'll look at why people drink beer. What are the reasons? Number one is they say they are drinking because they want to socialize. So, in most social settings, or beer is often consumed in social settings such as bars, parties, and gatherings, making it a popular choice for enhancing social experiences. Okay. Others will take beer because of taste and variety. Many enjoy the diverse flavors and styles of beer, from lagers to ales, stouts, IPAs, which can appeal to a wide range of palates. So you feel good when you swallow. Another one is tradition and culture. In many cultures, beer has a long history and is tied to traditions, festivals, and rituals. In fact, in most of the African culture, you cannot have an event where you don't have beer. Another reason why people take beer is they say relaxation. So some people find that beer helps them unwind and relax after a long day. Next, pairing with food. So some people pair beer with food. So beer can complement various foods, enhancing the overall dining experience. Next is craftsmanship. The craft beer movement has led many to appreciate the artistry and skill involved in brewing. And finally, experimentation. And with so many craft beverages and styles, people often enjoy trying new beers and exploring different brewing techniques. And this is actually what made me become like what you are saying, a drunkard. All right. Overall, beer can serve different purposes for different individuals, from employment and relaxation to cultural and social engagement. For those who think that they are addicted to alcohol, addiction comes from a combination of very many factors like genetics, psychological factors, environmental influences, brain chemistry, tolerance and dependence, and stress and coping, and social isolation. Because some people use alcohol to manage stress, which can create a cycle of dependence. Others take alcohol because they feel lonely or isolated, so they turn to alcohol for companionship or relief. Those who drink regularly can lead to increased tolerance, where more alcohol is needed to feel the same effects. Dependence develops when the body adapts to the presence of alcohol, leading to withdrawal symptoms when not drinking. So when you are not drunk or when you have not taken alcohol, you withdraw from the other people. Withdrawal symptom. Peer pressure and cultural attitudes towards drinking can encourage heavy alcohol consumption. And of course, finally, we can have a family history of alcoholism. There are some families where beer has been taken, and it can increase the likelihood of developing an alcohol use disorder due to inherited traits. Like for me, surely, I think I also fell on that because my father was a heavy drinker. He really drank. So I will end my video there and invite you guys to subscribe to my channel and share what I've said with the different people. I hope I will touch a life somewhere so that if that life is dependent on beer or is alcoholic or drunkard, they will change their behavior. So guys, goodbye and see you in another video from Smart_Travelers channel. Goodbye guys and see you next time.